Okay, hello. I'm currently filming this video in a car park that's just a wee bit too busy. Like, as you just can see, there's loads of cars around. I am also in the sun, kind of. So I am sweating. I open my door for a bit, but I don't want anyone to hear me talking. Okay, I am just gonna have to go somewhere else. Like, it's too distracting having all of these people. Oh, okay, I'm high-key annoyed at the lighting because it was so much nicer where I was before, but there's nowhere else I can go. This is gonna have to do. So okay, so today I'm filming an updated question and answer. I'm just gonna answer your questions. I haven't did a question and answer in so long, and it's just like it's the same questions coming up every time, so I'm just gonna go through and answer them all. I'm actually really excited. I'm just trying to get my questions up, but my 4G is so shit. I used to have really good 4G. I used to get 4G everywhere I went. I just don't. I get like shitty 4G. Okay, you know me. I don't like to fuck about with boring questions. Like, we're just not getting into like my favourite foods and shit. Like, no one cares about that. So I'm just gonna jump into some questions straight away that I find interesting. Okay, first one is, have you stopped modelling? So for those of you that don't know, I used to belong to a modelling agency. But modeling's never really been an overly massive passion of mine. Like, it's not something I've ever really pushed myself in and pursued. And when I joined my like social media management, like talent management, is that what you call them? It was in my contract that I wasn't allowed to have contracts in other agencies, and that included modelling agencies. So it's kind of a bit shit, but at the same time I decided to leave my modelling agency because I'm obviously more into like social media than I am modelling, and I didn't want to not join my management because I was still in a modelling contract that I wasn't really pursuing. Like, I wasn't doing anything, I wasn't getting any work. Okay, what are your summer plans? Any more holidays? Obviously I went to Ibiza with my family, but me and my boyfriend were supposed to be going on holidays, and I got him the flights for his birthday, and we actually had to end up sacking that holiday off because I just learned my lesson. Like, I cannot plan anything. I'm just never the person that organises things because, and I want to be, but I'm just fucking not. And basically I booked those flights for him without even looking at like accommodations, because I kind of just thought like you always land on your feet with accommodation, like you always get something sorted. Well, we could not get any accommodation for a decent price, and even the prices that were like over our budget were just so not worth the money. Like, we were paying hundreds and hundreds of pounds to stay in like really average hotels, and I was like, we could be going to like Italy or somewhere with the money that we would have been spending. So I just decided to lose the money on the flights, and I was like, we can just look at something for like September or whatever. Someone said, how do you become self-sufficient living alone? I feel like I already kind of was self-sufficient, considering I've like lived away from my mum and dad for like, I've been at uni, you know, for 4 years, and I kind of could already like do everything on my own. Like, I kind of already knew how to like take care of myself, and I obviously always lived with other people, but I kind of knew I'd be fine just like living on my own. I just like moved you guys over a wee bit. So yeah, speaking about living alone, I always get questions like living alone, how I cope and stuff, and like if I would recommend it. Like, I also got a question where, how did I find living with my boyfriend? It's not that I was living with my boyfriend, but for those of you that don't know, my boyfriend moved into my flat at the start of August and had to stay with me because his tenancy is up. The living with my boyfriend was fun. I enjoyed it. I could definitely live with him, but I am so not ready to live with anyone else. I just realised, like, it's just not a step in life that I'm ready for, is living with a significant other. Like, I had so much fun, and like, it was so nice, like, just spending so much time together, but it's just not like something that I would want right now. I definitely think everyone should try and live on their own for at least a year, or maybe even shorter. I think it builds great character. However, I feel like I have been struggling with it recently, and that's probably why I was so excited to live with my boyfriend. I think the only reason I was struggling with it because throughout the whole year of uni, I obviously had like loads of uni work. I was really stressed, blah blah blah, and I just had that to think about constantly. And even whenever I come home, like whenever I was coming home from the library, I don't really switch off. I still keep thinking about things, like keep thinking about like uni work and all night. So I kind of had that as like a constant distraction the whole year. And then whenever summer hit, I didn't really have anything to put like my time and like energy into that wasn't social media. So I have been feeling a wee bit drained recently. Maybe it is just because I'm like sitting about like not really being as productive and stuff, but like that's probably the only reason I think that I have been struggling a wee bit. It's like not really like a very strict routine. Okay, this is by far my most asked question, and it's literally, what's my plans now I'm finished uni, what am I doing, what's my next step, am I moving anywhere? Like, let's just answer this all as a bulk. After thinking about it long and hard and going very, very back and forward, I am actually going to be moving home now next week. I only have a week left in Newcastle. First of all, I'm not going home permanently. How long I'm going to be home is indefinite. Basically, the main reason that I'm going home is because right now, if I had the savings, I would be going travelling. That would be my next step in life. However, I have absolutely no savings. We know what I'm like with money. I did not save whenever I was in school. Obviously, did not save throughout uni. And I have no savings now to go and do anything. So that is the main reason that I'm going home. I'm putting myself in a financially stable situation so that when the time comes, if I decide that I want to up and travel to like flipping Asia, I can just do that. And I'm really, really gutted that I don't have the money to do that now, because I really feel a desire to go traveling now because I'm done uni and I don't know where I want to be. I also don't really feel like mentally stable enough to move to like a new city. If I'm honest, I do not feel like right now be the best time for like a big move in my life. I'm actually really excited now to go home, I think, and have that stability. Like, the funny thing is, whenever I answered this question the last time, I was like, it's not that I was like dreading moving home or anything. Like, don't get me wrong, I am like, we all know how close I am to like my mum and dad, how close I am to my extended family, and I'm so excited to spend more time with them. However, I'm just a firm believer that now in your 20s is the time to be like living away and experiencing new things and new places. I think I've realised now as time has went on, it's not even the worst thing in the world. It's just like, one of my best friends just says, like, it's just a new chapter, and that's what you have to look at it like. Because this is, whenever I was like getting me really down that I was going home, and like some of my friends are now moving to Manchester from Newcastle, and I'm a bit like, oh my god, like, I'm so jealous of you lot, like, it's so exciting and all, and you just have to make the most of situations, and I'm obviously just going to make the most of this one. But yeah, after that, I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen or how long I'll be home. We'll just see. Another popular question was, am I going to be doing social media like full time? The answer to that is definitely not. Because I just realised, like, over summer when I'm not doing anything and this is kind of the only thing I'm doing, I just notice a real difference, like, in my moods. Like I said, I don't really feel like, obviously I said this before, I need to set more goals within like my social media, but because I don't do that, I feel like I'm not really working towards anything. Like, I love working towards like a degree and a qualification, and like I just feel like it does really motivate me in terms of like a post-grad job. So I obviously, like I said, I wasn't 100% sure of my decision of coming home, so I didn't know where to apply for jobs, so it was all too overwhelming. So I 100% fully intend to be working in my degree. Like in my 5-year plan, like I have a job in engineering, but I'm just trying not to put too much pressure on myself with like jobs at the minute and stuff. Boyfriend's actually moving home as well, and we only live like half an hour from each other, which is obviously so good. Like, I personally do not think that I could do like long distance. I already did it before and it didn't work, and I just like would not want to do it again. So that's just such a relief. Someone said, tell us about the behind the scenes. Who's your management? So basically the behind the scenes, like, another question was, how did I join my management? So I'll start with how I joined. So how I joined was I just basically got scouted by my manager, who is now my manager, and she sent me a message and told me how it works. We spoke about it, we had a few Zooms, and then I made the decision to join their agency. And then behind the scenes, how it kind of works is that she just basically handles like all of the admin, like all of the emails, like the invoices, like she's the one that's in contact with the brand, and then she tells me. So not really much else to know, if I'm honest. Someone asked, what do you consider being a good friend? And someone else also said how to form good friendships. So this is like good advice for anyone as well that's going to uni, is that you honestly just cannot force it. I just feel like now I'm at the age where I'm like, if I'm gonna like click with someone, I'm gonna click with them, and if I don't, then I don't. But I just would say, do not force anything. Like, whenever I was first year, I honestly forced like so many friendships, and I shouldn't have, but it was because I was first year, and like obviously you're scared, you're obviously like a wee bit nervous about being lonely and like not making friends and stuff. So obviously it is very easy to try really hard to the point where it's nearly forced. If you're just not getting good vibes, then it's probably just like not going to be a successful friendship. If I'm honest, you'll be able to pick up red flags in a friend straight away. And considering someone a good friend, it's just someone who makes an effort with you. Like, don't get me wrong, like I know everyone is really busy and has things going on, but your friends will make an effort to see you. even if it's not even that often. I feel like someone just that like listens to you if you're going through something. How to get out of a negative headspace / mental health rut. Oh my god. If you know, tell me. So basically the past few weeks I have been in a really, really bad rut. Probably just everything's been like setting me off. I feel like maybe it's because I do know that I'm moving soon and stuff, but I don't even know. I just feel like I myself have been in a bit of a rut, and I was like literally doing barely anything with my time. Like I was like barely seeing anyone or anything. I forced myself to start to go on walks again. That I just feel like that's always a great idea. I went to the gym the first time 2 days ago since after my graduation, kind of well over a month now. That did make me feel a lot better, but I haven't been since. Like I could have easily went this morning and I didn't go, and I could have easily went yesterday and I didn't go. But like getting yourself out of ruts is something you have to force yourself to do. What I'll always do is I'll make a list of things to do and I'll write them on, and it doesn't matter how small they are, I'll just write them on anyway, even if it's just like making my bed. Say tidying up your space around you. That's just something that I'm so bad for, is that I'll let my flat turn into like a wee depression hole, and there'll just be clothes everywhere and it's messy. And then once I tidy it, I honestly just feel so good after, like so good. And then the last thing I'd say is like self-care, like getting a face mask on, hair mask on. That always makes me feel like just so much better. Someone asked, will I get lip filler again? I don't know, like I don't want to get lip filler because I just feel like it is like a ticking time bomb. I just feel like after a while it does look shit. I just feel like it's so hard to get it done and it not look done. Do you know what I mean? I just think it's so hard for it to look natural. Like this time last year I modelled for a brand and they were like releasing makeup products, and they posted the video now a year later, and I had filler back then, and the first thing that I noticed when I watched that video was how bad my lips looked. Like I knew back then my lips didn't look good, and I wanted them to just kind of dissolve on their own, but obviously it was taking too long, so I got them dissolved. But I did not think they looked that bad, and I feel like it goes to show like you don't realise how bad it looks until you get it reversed. And after looking at that video, I'm like, holy shit, no, I do not want filler again. But then I just like, I would really love bigger lips. Like I think if I was to get it done, it's not that I wasn't careful or anything. I went to really good people to get my lips done, but I probably just would be a bit more careful, as in I would get even less. I think that's where I went wrong. I got too much the second time round, and that kind of fucked it up because there was still a wee bit in my lips.
I literally just woke up, but I just want to give a quick disclaimer here because I'm worried that it'll come across in the wrong way. Like I'm not saying that everyone's lip filler looks horrible and like everyone that gets filler looks terrible. Like that's not what I'm saying at all. I've seen loads of people with filler and it looks so good, and like they look so good with it, but I'm just speaking about my personal experiences and even like some of my friends' experiences. But I'm not in no way like against filler or anything, or I'm not in no way saying that people's filler looks terrible. Like I do not think that at all. I'm literally just talking about myself here.
Someone asked how I met my boyfriend. I did literally do basically a whole question and answer on how I met my boyfriend, but we just met because we went to the same uni, stayed in the same halls, had the same friends. Someone said favourite Colleen Hoover book. Sorry if you don't read, because this is going to be boring, but it is obviously Ugly Love. I just don't think anything will compare to Ugly Love. It is literally amazing. The characters, the storyline, the way it's written. I read it twice, like literally just straight after each other, because I took it on holidays and I didn't bring in another book, so I literally just read it again. Someone said, have you ever experienced a friendship breakup? Oh my god, friendship breakups are actually so terrible. Like they're worse than literal breakups. I experienced a few breakups and they were actually all torture, but the one thing that you have to tell yourself is that like a breakup with a boy, it's obviously happened for a reason. Maybe at the time you couldn't tell, but like that friendship probably had like red flags, and maybe you actually weren't like good for each other friends. Not to jinx it, but I'm kind of confident like I'll not have a friend breakup again. Like whenever I say friend breakup, I mean like a best friend breakup. Like I'm confident that all of my like really, really close friends in my life now are going to be in my life forever, and like there's not going to be any fallouts, even if we don't like speak every day, or even if we don't speak every week. Like kind of earlier on, I think everyone can tell what friendships are going to work out. I think I definitely know now like the friends that I'm going to have forever and stuff, and like I'm confident that we won't have like stupid fallouts. That is all I'm going to answer. My hair is literally sticking to the back of my neck. My hair is so greasy, and I was like, fuck it, I'm getting another day out of this here. It definitely could have probably did was going in a slicked back bun. yeah, that's all the questions I'm going to answer. I feel like I've updated you on everything. I think I am going to vlog this week, like my last week in Newcastle. So thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.